दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And this special edition, Business Opportunity Over Chai, will help you to understand the greatest business opportunity that we franchise India especially brings to you. Business Opportunity Over Chai, presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand to explore new business opportunities. So for today, we have invited a great high-end fashion brand, Ranna Gill. An alumni of prestigious Fashion Institute of Technology, New York, Ranna Gill launched her Inopsis label Ranna Gill 2 decades ago. As a leading print brand with international acclaim, the brand is synopsis with style and panache, and it's dedicated to modern women today. To know more about this business opportunity, we have invited the team of Ranna Gill, Mr. Manish Vaswani, CEO of brand, and Ms. Hema Gill, retail head. Before that, to hand over the stage to both of them, I would like to hand over the stage to Mr. Saras Gupta, head of training and development department of Franchise India.
Thank you, Harshika. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. And friends, a very, very warm welcome to this special edition. And we call it as Business Opportunity Over Chai. So a lot of times we are hearing that a lot of things are actually happening chai pe church and a lot of things are really happening. So why not a time has come when we do business opportunity over chai? Business opportunity over chai, जो आप attend कर रहे हैं अभी, probably I'll keep it in Hindi and English in favor of all the audience, is a series of events that we organize every day. रोज हम आपके लिए एक नया ब्रांड लेके आते हैं जो एक नई बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी के साथ होता है. Franchise India has been into existence since past 25 years. 1999 was the year when we came into existence and with the absolute authority on franchising, licensing, retail, and even marketing is that what we do. So friends, Franchise India, we help you pick up the right business opportunity for yourself in various sectors like retail, F&B, education, beauty and wellness, health and fitness, and many other business opportunities across Pan India and even global now. So today we are going to do a special series of the brand information that we will do from a retail industry and special fashion industry that we will talk about. We see a traditional trend that India has a diverse and thrilling fashion industry that reports talk. The reason is, of course, with a rich culture heritage that influenced the country's fashion trends. And we've recently discovered the fashion industry in India has really grown and grown to a significant growth over the years. And there are a lot of factors which are really contributing to the growth. And one of the key factors or the drivers of the fashion industry in India is especially one, the rise of the middle class, which has led to an increase in disposable income and consumer spending that we are absolutely seeing. So as a result, there is a growth and a demand for both domestic and international fashion brands. Now, when we talk about business, when we suggest franchise, India suggests what business you should go, it always has to come with a factor that it has to be a problem solver. A problem solver for the audience, for the people who are the consumers, and of course for the brand. For the franchisees, it has to be, of course, a good ROI with least operational expenses and the least headache of running a particular outlet. And that's exactly how we really run. So key factors, before I invite the brand, let's understand the key factors and aspects why Indian fashion market is growing. Number one is absolutely the traditional wear. Now we know that Indian traditional wear such as saris, salwar kameez, and lehengas and cholis and popular among women in India is absolutely required and globally accepted. So many designers have really incorporated this traditional design and fusioned with the new trend. That's one. Textile manufacturing, which is taking evolution, of course, is absolutely adding to the high quality fabrics at an affordable prices, which is absolutely attracting the business towards themselves. The third major significant, which is making a turnover, is the recent introduction of e-commerce. E-commerce platform has really helped a lot of fashion outlets and brands to go to the next mark. And the most important जो business के लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है, that is sustainability. So there is a growing trend of sustainable fashion in industry in India, with many designers and brands adopting eco-friendly practices and a lot of other things which are organic dyes and recycling and fabrics and natural colors and things and all. So overall, I have to admit that fashion industry in India is really growing at a very fast potential. With a growing economy, increasing consumer spending, and a rich cultural heritage, the future of fashion industry looks very, very promising. Now, probably I would also want and request my audience to please use the Q&A box, which is down. It's a webinar. It's a one-way webinar where we will love to answer all your questions post the formal presentation that we have from the brand itself. We see a lot of hands already being raised. So please, instead of half raised karne ke, please use the Q&A box and we'll be glad to pick up all your questions after the formal presentation. So friends, let me introduce and call upon a brand which actually needs no introduction to the world, because this is a brand, Ranna Gill. So I would use the form says naam to suna hoga. So Ranna Gill is a brand which is there for last 2 decades in the market. Iconic presence with the designs and not what they are offering. And we have invited Mr. Manish Vaswani. Mr. Manish Vaswani himself is present today, and he works with the capacity of a CEO. Along with Mr. Manish, we also have Ms. Hema. Ms. Hema is the retail head who would operationally would be helping you to choose the right business. And from Franchise India as a panelist, we also have Mr. Ankit Mathur. Mr. Ankit Mathur comes with a decade of experiences in helping you pick up the right business opportunity. With that, welcome all, and please don't forget to use the Q&A box. And Manishji, over to you. And after a small introduction, we would like to play a small video of Ranna Gill. Over to you, Mr. Manish. Thank you.
Very well welcome, everyone. And thank you so much for attending this session with us. So as Mr. Gupta mentioned, this is a more than a 2-decade-old brand, very well known for its design excellence, very popular in the domestic industry. Apart from that, it is also an internationally acclaimed brand. So it has presence in we have presence in multiple international markets as well. We can start with the presentation.
Before that, Harshika, can I request you please play a small video from it? Thank you.
Thank you, Harshika. We'll start with the presentation now. Yeah. So Ranna Gill, she started the fashion business more than 2 decades ago. She's an alumnus of Fashion Institute of Technology, New York. And, you know, the brand is very well known for its styling, for its designs, for the patterns that we use. And the most important part is Ranna Gill is synonymous with prints. Her prints are very, very well received in the domestic and international market. That is one of our USPs. So if we go to our stores, if you go to our website, if you go on social media platforms, you'll see that a whole lot of our collection is basically prints oriented. And these are all our own prints, our own copyrighted prints. Rana, basically, she started her journey. Her journey has been filled with incredible achievements. She has been doing we have been doing runway fashion for as many years as we have been there in the domestic market, for about 2 decades or so. She's also a founding member of the Fashion Design Council of India, which is the premier association of premier body of fashion designers in India. Rana basically is a futurist. She believes in the power of thinking beyond her years, and basically on a global level. She flits between India and America. She spends a lot of her time in the United States as well. So she has a lot of modern sensibility. She did, as we mentioned, she did her graduation from Fashion Institute of Technology, and she even spent a couple of initial years working with some of the top fashion designers in New York. So apart from the rich Indian cultural heritage that she has, she also has this modern sensibility, which is a wonderful fusion that she brings, to the fashion world. Can we, next slide, please? So I'll now take you through the management of the company, the founders. Rana herself is the creative director of the company. The brand is eponymous with her name. Her designs basically, as mentioned earlier, reflect a modern sensibility, and they come with signature prints, our own copyrighted prints and embroideries. And she also brings a global perspective to the whole collection that we do every year. Then we have Mr. B.S. Gill, who's also the owner and director of the company. Mr. Gill is an ex-army man, and he basically handles the operations, the management, as well as the finances of the company. And, with his wealth of experience that he has spent in the industry, he leads the brand with the vision, for the company. Then we have Mrs. Veena Gill, who's Ranna Gill's mother, another owner and director of the company. She is basically handling the most important and the backbone part of the company, which is production and operations. And she has been doing this for more than 4 decades. So, she brings that kind of experience and knowledge and, the work ethic to the company. Next, please. As you can see, these are the kind of products that we do. A lot of these are Western silhouettes that you'll see on this slide. So primarily a whole lot of this that you'll see is basically prints, which is our strength, which is Rana's strength. So there are dresses, there are tops, there are jackets, pants, coordinated sets, there are skirts, there are rompers, jumpsuits, and a whole lot of styles. And then we also do some Indian wear as well. So there are tunics, tunic sets, and some fusion wear. And during the last year, we also launched a bridal collection, which is just a new, which is the newness that we brought to our collections last year. And it has been very well received in the market. These are the stores. We have 7 stores in India. There are 4 in Delhi and 3 in Bombay. As of now, we have these 7 stores, and these are company-owned stores. And these are all located at prime locations in both the markets. Next, please. Now, just a brief and quick introduction about the retail industry, the landscape that we are operating in. As it's shown in financial year 2022, the retail market was valued at 65.2 lakhs crores, and apparel and accessories market segment was one of the largest contributors, the second largest contributor basically, and it held about 8% of the total retail market share, which is quite huge. And it's basically divided between traditional industry, the organized industry, and obviously now the e-commerce, which has also come up and is helping expand the industry and taking it to new heights. Next, please. Here, as you can see, in FY22, the apparel and accessories market in itself was valued at a whopping 5 to 6 lakh crores. And it is strongly driven by the millennial population, and the rising middle class, which have this higher disposable income, which is helping the industry grow. And, the sync between both the online and offline channels is helping expand the market to newer heights, to newer levels. Now, in terms of the Indian luxury fashion segment, that you can see is valued at, the branded market is valued at, it's going, the forecast, it's going to be valued at $60 billion, which is huge. And the Indian luxury segment is going to reach about $8.5 billion. So there is a huge opportunity in the domestic market, which cannot be neglected. And the key drivers obviously are the demographics, the rising middle class, the millennial population, the rise of e-commerce, and the organized retail, which is taking it to a newer space. So here is our strengths and the SWOT analysis. In brief, basically, we run, we operate with a decade of experience that we bring to the table in the industry. There is a domestic as well as international network. So we obviously have these 7 retail stores in India. Apart from this, we have a good presence in the US market. So we have been supplying our goods to some of the top retailers in the US, namely Anthropologie and Neiman Marcus, which are basically some of the premier retailers in the American market. We've been supplying to them for more than a decade or so. And the label that we sell there is our own label. So it's quite well known in the US market as well. And we leverage our presence in both the markets, and that's how the brand sort of grows, helps. And then obviously the brand reputation that we bring to the table, it's been there for more than a couple of decades and very, very well known in the domestic industry. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so what we bring to the table, why would anyone want to partner with us? First, obviously, for anyone looking to invest in the fashion industry, we are a one-stop destination. We bring, we bring Western wear, we bring Indian wear, and we bring fusion wear. We've also started doing some reasonably priced bridal wear that we introduced in the market last year. And we cater to a whole age group of women. So going from younger age group, 18-year-old, 20-year-old, girls going up to 50, 55-year-old women. We cater to all of them. So that's one of our USPs, our strengths. The second thing would be our partnerships with our vendors. So we have quite strong relationships with a few of our vendors and mills in India going back more than 10, 15 years. So, they keep showing us their new products which are developed in their mills. A lot of R&D keeps going on a season to season basis. And we have immediate access to what is, the newly available product which is there in the market in terms of materials, accessories, trims, and so we can incorporate them in our new designs that we want to bring into the markets. Then, in terms of our facility, which is really, really important, we have a very large production facility in Gurgaon. It's more than 5,000 square feet of space. We have more than 100 workers in-house, which produce these goods. Apart from these, we also work with a few vendors who work with us on basically on an offline basis. And these are outside vendors, and there are about 100 odd tailors with them as well. So the production facility is quite strong, and in terms of quality, we have a very strong team, in-house strong quality team as well. There is a QA head, and then he has a team of people who handle the quality in terms of in-house production as well as with the vendors. So we ensure that the goods that are made either in-house or with the vendors outside are the best quality products which are supplied to the market. The fourth point would be, can we go back to the last slide? Sorry, yeah. The fourth point would be technology. So we've installed ERP in our company a couple of years ago. So the company is now completely technology driven. From sourcing to the retail to the sales, the entire process happens completely on ERP. And this is the kind of support that we'll bring to the partner as well. The same system will be installed on their computers, and so everything is seamlessly driven and shared with everyone. In terms of customer, who is obviously the most important aspect of our business, we have customer-centric policies. So we bring discounts to them on a regular basis. There are 2 seasonal discounted sale periods that we have: end of spring, summer, end of fall, winter. And we make sure the customers are able to avail, these discounts, these sales that we do for them being loyal to us over so many years. In terms of returns, if there is a genuine issue, if there is a problem, then we entertain that as well. So we make sure that the customer is satisfied on all levels. In terms of the business model that we bring to the table, it's highly investable because it's a high value fashion brand. So it's a premium brand, so bring high margins to the table. So the ROI is very, very attractive, as we'll show you down the slides and in the financial model as well. The other thing is, the brand, obviously, as mentioned above, it has very strong domestic presence and international presence as well. So the network is very strong, and the penetration is also quite good. And we want to expand that. That's why we want to take the franchisee route now. In terms of the product, we make sure that we do a periodic refresh. So, we do 2 collections generally over a period of 1 year, one in spring, summer, and the other one in fall, winter. But we make sure that we launch these collections on a monthly basis. So for the spring, summer, there will be 4 different launches in February, March, April, and May. Similarly, for fall, winter, there will be 4 different launches. So every launch will have a new product, a new collection. So there is newness every time. So you can, reach out to your customers and show them, what you bring to the table every month. And obviously, the last point, which says that we have a couple of decades of experience, and we are successfully operating these 7 retail outlets of our own for the last, so many years. The last retail store was opened last year in Kala Ghoda, and that is, fortunately also going very well. Next slide, please. In terms of the partner profile that we are looking at, so we would, like if the investors have obviously, sufficient financial bandwidth, and the locations have to be apt because it's a fashion company, and the 7 locations that we run, that we own or on our own in Delhi and Bombay, or also at high premium destinations. So the locations have to be, quite apt to our product. So there could be entrepreneurs who, it'll be great if there are entrepreneurs who already have experience in the apparel industry. Then obviously, there could be real estate owners who are looking to grow into retail businesses. So these will be basically partners who have experience and knowledge of retail markets, and they can, that will be another ideal partner profile for us. We can tie up, hands with them. And then obviously we can also look at independent businesses who want to become a part of a reputed fashion brand. These would be individuals who have local market experience, knowledge, and connect, and they have experience handling larger areas and regions, and they can drive the brand in their markets. Next, please. Now, the franchise rollout plan that we have chalked out is basically in phase 1, we are looking at NCR and key metros. Then in phase 2, we are looking at the other metros and other key cities. Then in phase 3, we are looking at pan-India expansion. And in terms of, the model, in terms of the retail stores, there are experience centers, which are these large format stores, which have, bigger spaces. Customers can walk in, lounge around, try out, fit outs, and, have that kind of experience. These are the stores that we currently own. Then there are these 1,000+ square feet stores, the RG stores that we are looking to expand into with our franchise partners. And then obviously there is our own website that we launched a couple of years ago. That is another model that we currently run. Next, please. So in our journey into the franchise market, we are basically looking at the 4-4 model, which is franchise owned and franchise operated. Next, please. So these are the different kind of franchises, that one could look at. There is a single unit franchise, where one must have a control of a single unit, single store, and the investment cost obviously would be lower. And this would typically have a particular territory that is covered by one unit. Then there could be a multi-unit franchise. So you could open a predetermined number of units in one particular region. But obviously this would be within a certain time frame. Then there could be an area franchise where, one big area could be looked into, but it would be limited to a city or a state. And the area developer there would be overseeing all the units. And then obviously there could be a master franchise where one could be controlling all the franchising activities and in a given territory, in a larger territory. Next, please. So the rollout plan in terms of the different regions would be, in the north, obviously the cities would be Noida, Jaipur, Chandigarh, Jalandhar, Lucknow, Kanpur, etc. In the south, obviously there would be Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Vizag. And in the west, we are looking at Pune, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Raipur, Bhopal, etc. Next, please. So yeah, like mentioned in the earlier slide, we are looking at a 4-4 model, which is franchisee owned and franchisee operated, wherein the franchisee would be owning the unit, the investments would be brought by the franchisee, and the operations would be run by the franchisee. The guidelines will be provided by the brand as to how to operate it and how to market it and run it. The revenue will come to the franchisee, and the expenses will be borne by the franchisee. And the franchisee will obviously get the net profit out of it. The company will get the margin in the initial phase itself, and the franchise fee, which will also be upfront. Again, there would be a unique franchise in terms of the models. There would be a unique franchise, single unique franchise, or a multi-unique franchise that we showed in the earlier slide as well. Next, please. In terms of the retail stores, we are looking at the target area such as premium malls or high street markets. This is how we have our own stores as well. So, for example, in Delhi, we have our stores in Emporio and Chanakya, which are in really premium malls. And then we have our stores in Khan Market and Killa, which are these premium high street markets. So these are the two kind of target areas that we are targeting in other territories as well. The size we are looking at is minimum of 1,000 square feet. There would be an attractive ROI, and the contract period would be 5 years. The lock-in could be 2 to 3 years. This is open to discussion. And we can also look at converting existing stores to franchise setup. That could be, in the future sometime. The revenue stream, obviously there are retail store sales, which will happen from the unique franchisee store. And there would be online order fulfillment as well. And for the multi-unit franchise, the individual partner should be able to open at least 3 to 5 stores in a given region. Next, please. Now, in terms of roles and responsibilities that we expect from both the franchisee and the brand, for the franchisee, basically they would run the operations on a daily basis. They would adhere to the SOPs and guidelines which are provided by the brand. Hiring the employees and keeping them motivated with certain incentive schemes, which would also be guided by the brand. They would be responsible for the hygiene and cleanliness of their stores. For the local marketing activities, they would be expected to implement in their given region. They would have to maintain their accounts and records in the required format on our ERP system. So it will be a central server, and the data would be shared between the franchisee and the brand. The franchisee would be expected to do inventory management on a monthly basis or on a fortnightly basis as they deem right. We basically would expect them to do it at least on a monthly basis. Then there would be a training which would be mandatory for the franchisee before they start the operation. So basically, when they hire their employees, their manager can come to our any of our stores in Delhi and Bombay, and they can shadow our staff for 1 to 2 weeks, so they can understand and learn, how we run our operations and how we interact with the customers, and the kind of customer experience that we want to, provide to the customers. And obviously, we would expect them to develop and maintain good customer relationships in their regions, in their stores. What the brand is expected and to be responsible for would be helping the franchisee with the right site selection and help them with the licenses and the permissions, letting them know what all is required, as well as with the fit outs. Now, this is really important because, it's a fashion brand. And we would like a standardization of the interiors that we have in our own stores as well, to be expanded into the unique franchisee. We would provide training to the franchisee before the operations begin, and help their staff with the operations, and also help with the staff selection at the initial level. The brand would be responsible for the branding and marketing at the national level through various platforms. So we already do fashion shows on a 6-monthly basis with the FDCI run shows, which are the premium shows which happen in India on a half-yearly basis. we do celebrity endorsements. We do on the social media where we are very active. So we make sure if not every day, at least every couple of days, there is something or the other which is posted there in terms of a product or a retail store or an event or a small marketing activity or a branding activity that we're doing. So that we take care of. We are obviously responsible of supplying the products in terms of the right mix and at the right time, at the right season. That is obviously the key for the success of the franchisee and us as well. We would be responsible to conduct audits on a regular basis. That frequency will be discussed with the franchisee, but there would be a regular already communicated audit, and sometimes there would be surprise audits as well. Then the R&D, which is extremely important for a company like us, the product that we are in, and we make sure we keep doing R&D on a regular basis. And as mentioned in one of the earlier slides, this is our strength as well, because we have strategic partnerships with some of our with our vendors that we've been working with for the last 10 to 15 years. They keep showing us new textiles, new trims, new accessories, which we incorporate into our product. And Ranna is globally exposed, shows she understands the trends, the new trends which are there in the market on a regular and constant basis. So we are able to sort of combine all of these and bring new products on a regular basis to our stores. Then in terms of large customizations, if any arise, will be handled by the brand. We'll make sure that we take care of that. Next, please. Now, in terms of, we can move to the next slide. So we are looking at only 4/4 model. We can skip this. So in terms of key support function, what the franchisee can expect in terms of pre-opening, we will definitely help with the site selection, with the development of the store in terms of the fit outs and interiors and the kind of look that we want to have in that store. And also in terms of the marketing and promotional activities. In terms of local marketing would be handled by the franchisee, but obviously we'll do national level marketing. We'll be basically putting it out on through various channels that, we are opening another store in this particular city. And so that kind of activity would be handled by us. In terms of training, obviously there would be product training, there would be customer interaction training, and various other business development related trainings that we provide to our staff would be provided to the franchisee staff as well. In terms of operations, we will be installing the same software which is installed at our company and our retail stores. We would be extending that to the franchisee as well. We would be providing an operations manual, so everything is in paper, black and white, so there is not much of a problem. And if there is anything which arises, which is an exception, obviously we are always there. In terms of post-opening, obviously there would be product planning. We would be discussing. We would be showing them the kind of products that we're bringing to the next season, and so they can plan their inventory beforehand. We would be supplying them with the product at the right time before the season. We would make sure that margins are consistent. This is extremely important. We understand that, and we've been running this consistently in our retail stores as well. We would also take care of the insurance. Basically, this relates to the time when the product leaves our factory and reaches the franchisee unit. In the middle during the transportation, we'll take care of this. Then in terms of billing, we'll provide that support as well. Now, marketing, obviously, as mentioned earlier, we'll keep doing the national level marketing. We have various channels. We do shows, we do events, we participate in various exhibitions in different regions in the country, and we are very active on social media, and we do celebrity endorsements as well. So we'll make sure this is a constant activity. Next, please. Great. So, yeah. Thank you for attending the presentation. We can also run the financial model and briefly take you through the same. As you can see, we are looking at a 4-4 model. The minimum carpet area is 1,000 square feet. In terms of the initial layout, in terms of expenses, it is to the north of 1 crore rupees, out of which we are looking at a non-refundable franchise fee of a minimum of 10 lakh rupees. The inventory that we forecast would be required to start the store is to the tune of about 60 lakh rupees. And in terms of fit outs and the equipment required to install a store, it would be to the tune of 30 to 35 lakhs. In terms of working capital required to run the store, we are looking at a minimum of 3 months, so about 15 lakhs. And obviously, in terms of property deposits, that would be actuals at different amounts at different unit franchises. The next tab would show you the breakdown of revenue and expenses and the kind of profit and ROI that you can expect. What we are expecting is, and this is with prior experience that we've had with opening of our own stores over the last few years. One can easily do about 2 crore 50 to 60 lakhs in the first year. So about going from 20 to 22 lakhs in the first year in terms of revenue, 20 to 22 lakhs per month. In terms of margins, the franchisee can expect 40% gross margin. So if they do about 2 crore 60 lakh of sales, they could expect to the north of 1 crore in the first year itself. In terms of expenses, in terms of the employees, we generally, with our experience, we see that it amounts to about 1 lakh of rupees plus or minus per month, inclusive of incentives. In terms of infrastructure, basically the rent, electricity, and maintenance, it would be about 2.5 to 3 lakhs per month. In terms of marketing, which we forecast in terms of local marketing in your own regions, we expect that to be about 40 to 50 lakhs. 40 to 50,000 per month. Packaging is a small cost, about 10 to 15,000 a month. And then in terms of utilities, which is the software, the store repairing, maintenance, telephone and internet kind of expenses, that would be approximately 50 to 60 lakhs for the year. So about 5 to 6 lakhs per month. In terms of overall cost for the first year, if we sum up all of this, it amounts to about 55 lakh of rupees. So you could easily look at an EBITDA of about 50 lakhs for the first year. So in terms of ROI, if you see, one could look at for over 5 years, the average would be about 68%, which is very, very healthy and quite a good ROI on your investments. In terms of IRR, if you're looking at the metric, then it comes to about 57 to 58%. That's a brief about the finances that you can expect from our business model. Thank you. Our presentation ends here, and I'm very grateful for you to giving us your time and attending this with us.
Thank you, Mr. Manish. It was a wonderful presentation and probably self-explained to all details. However, I see a couple of questions which are coming up. But before I take over, a quick brief I want to talk about this brand. So what we learned in a brief was a brand which already has a legacy, does not need any introduction to this market. A brand which carries a legacy of almost 2 decades operationally. 7 stores, they have marked their excellent presence, which are absolutely profitably running. They are ready to expand now and in a phased manner. So, friends, a very important thing because when Franchise India is suggesting anyone to pick up any brand, we really need to look at the brand commitment and how organized they are. So, 3 phases they would like to expand. Phase one would be, of course, Delhi NCR. Second would be all the metro cities and key cities, and phase three, the other locations. So, what they're doing is probably going in a phased manner so that they ensure they are not facing any operational challenges. And this is only for creating and keeping the brand commitment what they have. What they're offering is a complete FOFO model, franchisee owned, franchisee operated, which means that major of the profits remains with you. And also they are open for different various types of master, area, single, multi-unit, they are absolutely open for. So if you want to take a master franchise to a particular location or a state, you would also have that right, and then you would have an option to further open different unit franchise and probably even sell it to somebody else, taking that franchise fee. A typical FOFO model requires an area of approximately 1,000 square feet. 1 CR is what the investment would require, out of which 60%, 60 lakhs, which is the major chunk, would actually go in the inventory. And the margins are absolutely amazing. What we see is 40% of gross margin that you can make. So friends, that was a brief summary about this, and we are now open for Q&As. You can please use the Q&A section and post all the questions that you really would ask Mr. Manish to answer it. So I have a couple of them, sir, and I will start tipping it. Somebody was telling him English or Hindi, दोनों में रखना चाहिए. Okay, we'll do that. Aditya ji is asking, would you help find location and stuff? क्या आप help करेंगे location strategies में stuff में? I think it was answered in presentation, but do you want to add something, Mr. Vaswan?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Location. Would you help in finding the exact location to the franchisee selection of the place?
So yeah, if the franchisee brings a couple of options, then we can help narrow it down and say which one is better suited to this kind of product, to our brand.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Aditya, answer is yes, because brand has its legacy and they know where this outlet should be performing. Because ये बिल्कुल नहीं चाहते franchisee बेचना. They of course want to run a longevity business.
Absolutely.
So that franchisee would also be in benefit. So yes, a complete hand-holding in finding the location. Next question is coming from Manish Jaiswal. He's talking about the inventory because that is really taking up a bigger chunk. We're talking about fashion, and we have to accept, Mr. Vaswani, that fashion also runs out sometimes. What happens to the unsold inventory? What happens to the unsold inventory?
Sure. So understand that concern. Basically, we have these end of the season sales that we do twice a year at our own stores as well, and end of spring, summer, and end of fall, winter during basically beginning of June going up to the beginning of July, and again beginning of December to beginning of January. And that time we bring about these sale periods where we give discounts on our clothes from going up from 10% to 30-35% odd. Average would be about 20-22% odd. And we've seen that a lot of inventory basically left over, which has been there during the period, the given period. It gets sold off during these sale periods. If there is any inventory by chance which gets left behind even after that, then obviously that would remain with the franchisee, and they are open to liquidate that in their own in their own regions in terms of holding exhibitions or some other smaller. They can keep it in a rack, a discounted rack. They can keep selling from that as well. We don't have a problem with that.
Thank you. So, Mr. Vaswani, when you said the end of season sale discount, so who bears the discount? Are you giving any some support in hedging the risk that you would offer some discount and some has to be borne by the franchisee?
No, so since it's an outright purchase by the franchisee, the products have been bought out by them. And when we do the end of season sale, so for example, if we give a discount of 20% on a given product, that would be at 20% at all of our own stores as well in Delhi and Bombay. And we would obviously, expect that to be on 20% sale with the franchisee as well, because it's the same product. So it has to be at the same price all over on a pan-India basis. So the customer, does not feel that, the pricing is different in different areas. And that 20% will have to be borne by each individual store. So if our Khan market has that 20%, then they bear that 20%. And if the Emporio store has that 20% off on their product, they bear that 20%. Similarly, if the unique franchisee has that 20% off during that given period, they will have to bear that. Now, I can understand where this may lead to is the next question could be, the margin one has mentioned is gross margin is 40%. But then during the end of season sale, if we give this discounts, which is twice a year, but this will only impact sales for 2 months only out of the 12 months in the year. But even for those 2 months, if you look at the model that we have presented, that we have, the financial model that we've shown, the revenue that we have forecasted and we built that we've shown there is based on the bills, the average bill value, based on the average bill value. So it's not based on gross sale amount. It's based on the average bill amount, which has already factored in the discount. So if there is a 20% discount, the product is at 10,000 rupees. There's a 20% discount. The bill value will be 8,000 rupees. And that's how we have shown in the financial model. The 40% will always be there, and it has already factored in the discount.
Correct. Yeah. So we can see that you have given a good bracket for exposing that discounts either. And Ms. Ranna Gill is asking how much investment and operational cost you oversee for a single franchisee store. Ms. Gill, I think we have already answered that, but do you want to typically take that? So 1 CR is the typical investment that we're really looking for. And operational expense is typically your majorly is your staff, which is looking at probably 3 lakh rupees, because we also need some skilled staff, nice people to operate the stores, and also the rental that would be contributed. So it is completely overseen from location to location and from city and state. It is different. So Ms. Gill, this typically we can take it over if you can tell us which city or state you're calling, and probably we can discuss this individually with you over individual and one-on-one call. So friends who also have some questions, please feel free to call us. I'm continuously posting the numbers on the chat box once again to register with you. If the hotline numbers are 97176 83838. I repeat, 97176 83838 are the hotline numbers. You can even write back to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Feedback@franchiseindia.in would be an email address. So I see a lot of questions, and I'm so happy to see great participation coming up. Mr. Naresh is asking a typical question. So maximum investment for best earning franchise. So will there be a difference that you invest more and then probably you get more, or how does that look? Probably reframing your question. How are your current outlets perform?
No, not really. So in terms of, that's how we are looking at the FOFO modeling. We're looking at a space of 1,000 square feet, which would be basically, just right. So if you have that kind of space and with GAC, we've done these numbers. So if you have that 1,000 square feet of space, GAC, we have a couple of stores like that in the past. With our experience, it takes about a crore 10 lakhs of investment initially. And with GAC, you get those kind of margins, and you can keep repeating that every year. We would not want someone to have a bigger space, because GAC, as of now, to start with, because GAC can have its own kind of, obviously it can have a bigger profitability, but the kind of challenges GAC can bring as well. So, apt would be, and ideal would be to start with a 1,000 square feet unique franchisee space.
Makes sense. And because it's a concept and probably a high-end store, how much do you think would be the gestation period? That would mean that from the time I sign the franchisee, and how much time do you think will take to really be operational? Because we have to do that fitments and interiors and all.
Yeah, so generally it takes about 30 to 45 days.
Within 30 to 45 days, I can
Yes.
be operational. Great. Mr. Vaswani, do we have any online presence of your of the products or SKUs?
Yes, very much. So you can log into www.rannagill.com. That's our own website, and you can see our entire range of products, and a whole lot of activities that we do is there. So please feel free to look at it.
So my next question would be if you now find a franchise outlet in a city and there's a requirement of online order, who will do the fulfillment? Would you be doing it directly, or would you be passing some benefit to the franchisee outlet also?
So as of now, obviously, it's done by the head office, and we will continue to do that from our head office itself. That's the kind of plan as of now. But in the future, that may change depending upon how many inquiries are we getting. If it's very robust in a given region, very strong, then one can look at looking to going to that route as well.
Well, very truly said. Of course, online presence is there, but the garment is something that somebody really would like to try on and probably feel the fabric, of course, that how elegant it is absolutely looking at. So, of course, being an online presence, it creates an impact. The marketing is already done, but the real customers would like to come to your stores and get the
Very rightly so.
Of that.
Very rightly so. Yes.
Friends, of course, a lot of questions are still pouring in, and I see. How many SKUs do you have? A question by Ms. Lakshna Kurana, please. How many SKUs do you have?
So I can invite my colleague, Mrs. Hema Verma, who is our retail head, and she can take that question.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So every season we have about 80 to 100 styles per season, and those are divided. They're not launched together. Every month we launch about 30 to 40 styles. So that's how it is. Yes. So we have a lot of options in terms of tops, tunics, hot sets, lehengas, fusion wear. There's a whole variety for women starting from the age of 18 up until 50, 55 years. So it's like one shop stop for everybody.
Well, that's a nice point, Ms. Hema, you added. This is because increasing the opportunity size. So when we start from 18 years to going to 55 years, that again opens the horizon for more earning potentials, of course,
So
that we have.
also, I would like to add that, our sizing is also starting from extra small till triple XL. So we have, so we are one of those few designers who do bigger sizes as well.
Absolutely, that really fits all one of the premium brands of what we're talking about. Ms. Rachna has a very valid question, and typically she's coming from a mindset of Hindi saying, "Jo dikhta hai, wahi bikta hai." So, how do you support us in the marketing, and what kind of marketing would you do? A paid campaigns, some exhibitions, fashion shows, and how much would you support in doing all this?
So, like we mentioned earlier as well, we do a whole lot of marketing activities on our own on a national level. We participate in fashion shows. There are these school shows which happen under the auspices of FDCI, which is the premier body of fashion designers. So there's one in Delhi, one in Bombay. We are one of the regular participants in those shows. We participate in a few exhibitions in the country, in different cities. We've been doing that in the past. And we do these celebrity endorsements. We post them on our website. We post them on our social media channels on a regular basis. Even influencer campaigns, we keep doing them on a monthly basis. So there are at least 2 or 3 celebrity or these social media influencer campaigns that we do. So that activity is constantly there, and we make sure that happens because we understand that marketing is really important to be to do that push factor, to bring that push factor.
Absolutely correct. So, friends, I think we are all done with this, and what a fabulous presentation we had today. And of course, we have to understand this is absolutely for the classes, and their focus is very clear where they want to be and what brand legacy they really want to take. So friends, if you have any questions, please write us to us, and probably can you give a call back on our hotline numbers. I'm continuously posting the numbers on the chat box. And shall you want any location visit? You would like to see the factory, how the factory works, the warehouse works, how is the current outlet performing? We would be more than happy to assist you along with Mr. Vaswani and Ms. Hema, who can help us for the tour of their existing outlets. So you can see how the operation really works. With that, I really want to thank all of you for attending and hearing out for past 1 hour. And I have to really pay a special thanks to people who had stayed till the end, because यही वो लोग हैं जो serious है शायद business करने के लिए. And of course, thanks to all of you. And with that note, I would like to invite Harshika back for her ending notes. Thank you. Over to you, Harshika, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarasil. Thank you so much, Manishi and Himaji, for this wonderful presentation about the brand Ranna Gill. Friends, as Sarasil said, you can reach us on our hotline number 9717683838. You can write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. Tomorrow again, we are bringing the 3 great brands from the region of Mumbai, from different regions, backbenchers, Tiny Castle, and Laughing Restaurant. For more details, you can do your registration, the registration link shared over the chat box. Otherwise, you can call us on our hotline number 9717683838. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar.
Thank you, Harshika. Thank you, Mr. Vaswani. Thank you, Ms. Hema. And thank you.